Okay, so this is a video on how to tape a wrist and thumb. We got 3 different kinds of tapes that we're going to use. Actually 4. We've got 2-inch PowerFlex, 1.5-inch power tape, and I've got 2 different colors of this 1.5-inch power tape just so that you can see some of the patterns that I'm making on the wrist. And then we have 1-inch power tape. Okay, so we'll start by having them in this position. You want them to just spread out the fingers the best they can, and then have them push into your abdomen so that whenever you're spiraling around the wrist, you don't have to chase them all over the place. Okay, so they need to stay right here. You're going to start by going around the thumb, and after you go around the thumb, then you go around the hand, and then after you go around the hand, then you're going to start going around the wrist, and you just spiral towards the elbow. You overlap by half, and that's plenty. Okay, so you should have pretty good coverage up to this point. So then we'll use our 1-inch power tape. Okay, and you're going to make 2 thumb spikas. Okay, so you're going to pull out pretty good length. You're going to put it on the underside of the thumb, and then you're going to have them put their thumb down. And then this just lays down naturally, okay, wherever it wants to go, but it'll finish over here. And then this side goes around. Okay, and this is what I mean by a spica around the thumb. You're going to do 1 more of those. This is going to help support the thumb. So you're overlapping by half. Try to get those wrinkles out. Okay, so that's the first part. If you had a simple thumb injury, like what they call a gamekeeper's thumb, where you sprain the ligaments on the side of the thumb, this would be the tape we would use for that. Okay, the next part of it is for a wrist, supporting the wrist. Let's say they have some pain with flexion or extension, and we want to give them some support. Okay, then we would do what's called a Schmitty fan, which you guys did for the elbow as well. There's 2 different ways to do this. I'll do the first one on her. Okay, so one right down the middle, and then you make an X pattern over the top of that. Okay, and there's the fan. Now, the other way that I like to do this is to just measure it and then put it on the table and make your fan. And then you can go back and put the fan down like that. If it goes a little long, you just fold it. This is a little long, so I'll fold that. Okay, so you got a fan here and a fan here. Now if you were just doing this, you would go ahead and anchor it down at this point. But I'm going to show you how to add some extra support, and that's when I'm going to use the black tape just so that you can see some of these pieces that I'm putting on here. Okay, so this, again, this is just 1.5-inch power tape. You can do it with the white, just the same. But you're going to make some what's called half moons, and these are going to go over the thumb. Okay, and these are going to keep the thumb from being able to go back into this position. Okay, we want to avoid this hyperextended position of the thumb. So we've got the spica to give it some support. Okay, and then now we've got these half moons that we're going to do. So get them in this position the way we started. You're going to pull some out, and you're just going to go from one side to the other, and you're just going to make these half moons. Go ahead and spread out your fingers and push. You overlap by half, and as you start to get up on the thumb, you want them to start putting their thumb down just a little bit more. So look kind of like that. Okay, you can do one more, but I try to leave them a little bit of opening here on the thumb. Okay, now the last part is you got to close all this up, because you got the thumb spiker that you did, you got your half moons, you got your Schmitty fans, and they're all just loose ends. So to cover this up, you're going to go through the hand and around the wrist. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my white tape so that you can get some contrast here. You're going to pull some of this out, and you want it to go right here, but there's not enough room for you to do a whole length of tape. Now you could do 1 inch tape, but I typically don't buy as much of that. So if you want to use 1.5 inch tape, then you pull some out and you just pinch it in between your lips so that it makes it a little bit smaller. And that part will fit nicely right there in that space. The end just comes around and it'll be folded, but that's okay. You can make it look good still. Okay, and then on this part you want to go through the hand. Okay, and that's going to go around the wrist, and then you just kind of spiral. Okay, and now you've closed up all your loose ends. Everything that you've put on here so far has been tied down with that last piece of tape. So the thumb is not able to go into hyperextension. Okay, it's not moving medial and lateral very much. The wrist is supported, and that's it.